So U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth talking in 2018 about the miracle of reconstructing the Third Temple of Solomon, the place where the Antichrist will be worshipped according to our Orthodox Christian faith. This is a Secretary of War.
Chance to go see the Western Wall of the Temple Mount, the Western Wall tunnels, so much of the old city. And as you stand there, you can't help but behold the miracle before you. And it got me thinking about another miracle that I hope all of you don't see too far away. Because 1917 was a miracle, 1948 was a miracle, 1967 was a miracle, 2017, the declaration of Jerusalem as the capital was a miracle. And there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible. I don't know how it would happen. You don't know how it would happen, but I know that it could happen. That's all I know. And a step in that process, a step in every process, is the recognition that facts and activities on the ground truly matter. And that's why going and visiting Judea and Samaria, understanding that sovereignty, the very sovereignty of Israeli soil, Israeli cities, locations, is a critical next step to showing the world that this is the land for Jews and the land of Israel. And I believe, as was mentioned, he said you need to buy the ticket. Don't just wish for 40 years to win the lottery, buy the ticket. I would submit to you, in light of the support you have in Washington, D.C., the support you have amongst patriotic Americans, amongst evangelical Christians, amongst believers, amongst Republicans, even amongst some Democrats who can barely say it anymore in Washington, buy the ticket. Take your action. Do what needs to be done here in Israel, because I truly believe this is a moment where America will have your back. You have Donald Trump in the White House.
Just by him saying this is absolutely bonkers, dude. Him saying this shit. This is the Secretary of War talking about this is the land that's entitled to Israel and bringing back the Third Temple. According to Christianity, with the Third Temple being built, it's defiance. It's where the Antichrist will sit, and that will be like end times, and that Christ will come back to combat the Antichrist, and times will get very dark. But we'll get more into that here in a sec.
Pence is vice president. You have Nikki Haley at the UN. You have true believers in Israel and America that have your back.
This is crazy. How was this not popular before this guy took his position of power? So that's a crazy ass video, dude. Yeah, so the goal is to summon the Antichrist so that Jesus returns. That is what he believes in. That's what that guy believes in. He is saying that we have to build the Third Temple. Okay, we have to summon the Antichrist by building the Third Temple. So we're going to help Israel conquer all of this land, let them build up the Third Temple, let the Antichrist sit on the temple so that we can bring back the second coming of Jesus Christ. That is their mission here. That is the goal for these people. This is crazy. That's our Secretary of War saying that shit. That scares me. So this isn't about nuclear warfare and we got to take out the nukes, because most people don't get it. This is a spiritual, religious war. And in Pete Hegseth's mind, this is about bringing back Christ. This is about bringing back Jesus Christ. But first we have to, the prophecy of the Antichrist. We need to push this momentum towards that. It's like, what the fuck, dude? That's end times. It's the end of the world. It's so crazy. It's nutty that he's saying that. What happens when the Third Temple is built? Like when the Third Temple is built. Okay, so the concept of the Third Temple refers to the hypothetical rebuilding of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem on the Temple Mount, where the first temple built by Solomon and the second temple rebuilt after the Babylonian exile and later expanded by Herod. The second temple was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. Discussions about a third temple blend religious prophecies and geopolitical tensions. What happens if it's built depends on the viewpoint, religious, political, or historical, and remains speculative since no such construction is underway. An Orthodox Jewish tradition, the Third Temple's construction is seen as the fulfillment of biblical prophecies, according to Ezekiel 40 through 48, marking an era of spiritual restoration, global peace, and in gathering of exiles. It would reinstate full temple rituals, including animal sacrifices. So this is the thing, man. This is what they've done for thousands of years. They haven't done it for a long, long time. But that's why Christ came down and God sent his only son to be the ultimate sacrifice, to die and bleed for our sins. We don't die of spiritual death. But mainstream Judaism views active rebuilding as premature or divinely timed for the Messianic age. If built, it could symbolize national redemption, but it also might divide Jewish communities over its legitimacy. Their perspective is that this is the return of the people to go back to Israel and having domination, control over the Middle East, and building that third temple. That's the redemption arc for the Jewish community. That's what they believe. That's why a lot of these people are not really America first. A lot of them are Israel first. That's why you have AIPAC lobbying, heavily towards our American congressmen, towards even our presidents. So the Christian view about the third temple. So many evangelical Christians interpret the third temple as a key end times event tied to prophecies in Daniel, Matthew 24, to theologians, and Revelation. According to this view, the temple would be rebuilt early in a 7-year tribulation period by a peace covenant with Israel. Midway through, after 3.5 years, an Antichrist figure would desecrate it by declaring himself God, the abomination of desolation, halting sacrifices, and triggering intense persecution, especially of Jews. The time of Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah. This leads to global judgment, wars, and ultimately Jesus' second coming to defeat the Antichrist, followed by a millennial kingdom where the fourth temple described in Ezekiel might exist. Not all Christians agree. Some see these prophecies as fulfilled symbolically in the past. The destruction of the second temple in 70 AD, a view of physical temple as an unnecessary since Jesus is the ultimate temple. And that is exactly right. They're trying to force the Antichrist onto us, and we're just trying to own a home. I'm just trying to go to fucking Dairy Queen, dude. I just want to go to I just want to eat my Burger King. I want to own a home, have a good, make some good cash. I just want to have a family. I don't want to have to worry about the Antichrist showing up. Yeah, that's insane. And by Pete Hegseth saying that makes me even more worried, because this guy is the Secretary of War. What it tells me is that Trump is his whole administration is completely compromised. The only two I've heard that have told Trump to not get us involved with this war, the two people that were in his ear saying, do not get involved with this shit, was Tulsi Gabbard and JD Vance, apparently, allegedly. And I could believe Tulsi Gabbard for sure. And there's actually been leaked information regarding Tulsi Gabbard from the Pentagon. A week before Trump had bombed Iran, they had notified Trump about the war. This is bad for the United States of America. You're not going to get what you want. You're going to have to go through a ton of leaders because they are very devout. They're willing to go to the death. They'll put up the next guy. And this is not going to be like Venezuela 2.0. This is going to take a long time. And he was advised on that. And they let him know about that. And same thing with Tucker. Tucker talked about this as well. He discussed this with Trump. He said, I don't think this is a good idea. I think you should not do this. Tucker said that he went out there twice. And then the third time, when Tucker tried to go speak to the president, Tucker was told, you're wasting your time. He's already been told that this is a 90-10 win. This is the next step. And it's an ultimate betrayal. We thought Trump was going to bring us, we were going to get the golden age. We were going to come back. The American household was going to thrive, and we were going to be in a great economy. And it's just not that.